You're a yummy Dorito chip. Yes, you are. Check this out, friends. This is the stock market chart. This is a very long stock market chart of the S&P 500, okay? And you see this circle that I have highlighted here? That is the tech bubble. Okay, so a lot of people, friends, during these periods of time, you know, we have the context of stock market earnings and price to valuations. What's going on? A lot of people come out with their opinion, friends, and you'll actually see a lot of people are going to talk about the famous Warren Buffett indicator model, okay? And this is actually pretty much it right now. Warren Buffett's stock market indicator. Look at this. Like, it's absolutely gargantuanly huge. So what is it? It's basically, I think you can see it right here, friends. It's basically the US stock market divided by the GDP. So I guess the way you're meant to look at it is like, wait a minute, the stocks are worth more than what the country is producing. What on earth is going on? There are actually some explanations for this based off, say, globalization and a lot of things out here. I think that's one of the explanations because a lot of American companies, they're not just American, they're international. So, but you're going to see, friends, whenever anything gets high, stock market things come along, there are going to be people who are going to warn you against, hey, don't invest, don't invest, don't invest, which is, I guess it's okay because at some point it is going to do the poopy town stuff. But I just want you to have a look at this tech bubble circle, right? So remember, the tech bubble, friends, ran from like 1985. We had stock markets rallying, and it ran all the way, and it actually started getting euphoric here too much. So the tech bubble, right, is actually, if you go up to the very, very top, actually it's still like pretty much, if you just go back 2 years here, there you go. It's 1999 and 2000. This is where everything started to get really, really, really silly. This is where you see these famous examples of pets.com and like, what's the valuation? A lot of people talking like that. So the most important thing to know that the stock market, friends, it doesn't accidentally do a 13-year rally. Okay? It doesn't actually accidentally do that. So what ended up happening was stocks rallied. Why? Because of the internet. Okay? The internet was invented and it became more mainstream. There was technology adoption that happened over these years, and it did go on to change our lives. It's just that at the very, very, very end, people got so confident and so euphoric about the internet changing our lives that the valuations went too high, and then you had the tech bubble burst, okay? So that's why I'm showing you now. What we've actually seen in our times as well is another big rally, and everyone's scared that this thing is basically going to go kaput just like the GFC. Everyone's scared that we're going to get like these big resets and go nowhere. And look, we might get there one day. The thing is though, I'm following off Ray Dalio and just a lot of people, friends, they know a lot more than me. Okay, infinitely more than me. They say, well, look, man, there's always risks, but AI, ass intelligence, not just any form of intelligence, it seems to be Internet 2.0. And I've been talking to you about that for a while. And you're probably wondering, hey, remember, friends, AI, it was just cartoon JPEG boobies. Remember, we just put boobies on everybody? People even put boobies on me. Shout out to Mr. Woofy out here. Very, very good photos, by the way. Just me with like literally just boobies. That's how it started, right? Image AI generation. AI, though, it's starting to morph into more things. You can do that. There's AI, friends. A lot of people have like custom AI scripts where, you know, it helps out the customer service of your company, where it learns all the common questions and it just starts talking to people, providing solutions. That's another one. And AI as well, friends, there's a lot of things that people can do to basically improve their own life, their own businesses. Everyone's using it. It's starting to like really, you know, catch on. Where people are like feeding it conversations, you know, oh, how can I rewrite this thing to make it look better? What can I do to get better in this aspect? And it's obviously getting more wild, right? People are just sending it like thumbnails or pictures like, hey, like, can you Photoshop this for me? So it's doing a lot in that regard, and also improvement of things. So what I think is actually going to happen is AI is the new internet, and we are currently in the middle of it. I think valuations are fair. I think AI is still cheap, by the way. It's moving on this exponential path, but eventually people will see these Pokeballs and they'll be like, how much gil does this cost? 500? Too much. I'm only paying 200. So what's eventually going to happen when it comes to AI is we will get this euphoric explosion. The thing is, though, it doesn't just happen out of nowhere. You need some AI stuff to come and actually make us all get really excited. Because that's what happened with the technology of internets. Everybody had websites. Everybody was selling stuff. People actually buying. It was the first birth of online commerce. That's what actually happened, right? So AI is not enough to bring in exuberant retailers yet. I've written that. We need to see some epic use cases of AI to inspire sky-high valuations. This might fuel the crypto bull market, okay? Us running with it. So we don't know what it's going to be, but that's where we are headed. That's why a lot of people, friends like BCB, a lot of people believe we're in some big rotational top and it's all game over. I don't know, man. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know anything, but AI is moving exponentially faster. Man, the things are going to replace, friends. Like, it's just a matter of time before we hit like this critical point where they're just plugging in AI to like literally everything. But like some wild stuff you can do right now, friends. You just tell AI, hey, I want to go on a holiday. This is my budget. I want to go to this country. I like sand. I like oranges, and I want to go there roughly 10 days. And you might say, I don't want to be doing something every day. Like, give me a break every third day or something. And it'll literally that's it. Just talk to it and it just books everything for you. That's just booking holidays, right? So who knows the capabilities of what's going to happen when we start to move forward and we start to really get everybody like super tickly. Okay, let's actually play some Cranky G music, by the way. So I do think that crypto is going to be moving alongside with that, but eventually we're going to get a bit too wild with it, aren't we? Okay, so just keep that in the back of your mind, friends. The tech bubble, it became like such a giant meme, these valuations. And I'm just to let you know something as well. In the tech bubble days, the tech bubble got so bad that the US Fed had to hike rates to try stop it. Okay, right here. They started hiking rates. They're like, oh crap, this thing's like might be a bit high, and then it was just like they started hiking at the very, very end, and it just blew up anyway, and they had to cut it. They were like too late. Okay, so they know about these valuations. That's why if the stock market goes too high at some point, the Fed will start being like, yo, I remember what happened last time, right? And they do have this kind of like PTSD when it comes to that. But this is the interesting part, right? What they don't look at is crypto. Yeah, they don't really have any inclination. Imagine they hiked rates in the economy because crypto was going far. See how far ahead of the game you are to even think of that? They're not going to do that. That means crypto, I believe, is still destined for much higher valuations. We probably will get to a point where everybody's in and then some bubble happens. That's what happened with technology, with the NASDAQ. It went so far, it grabbed the whole world in, and then it sent the whole world down. That's what we hope crypto eventually does. We need crypto to grow to the gargantuan size. So right now, friends, crypto is around like 3 trillion. That's what we need. We need this 10 trillion zone mark to come. Now you're big, man. Now you're half of China, right? That's remember, US is like, I think 40 or 50 trillion. So if we get to 10 trillion, oh man, now you're big size. Also funny, NASDAQ hit 3 trillion, I believe in 1999, 2000. That was its bubble burst. Speaking about AI and the possibilities of stuff out here, friends, I want to show you this. This is really, really cool and also kind of evil and weird. Reddit, friends. So Reddit have a lot of soy boys. Reddit, man, Reddit's really good. Like maybe playing a game, you want to go like other fan bases, maybe watch some TV shows. There's always cute little communities. But like the transgenderism, Reddit, the hate everything type of people, those sections there, that obviously you have no place being there. But Reddit has been confirmed to be a hub of soy boy scum. What happened here? Well, a random university deployed AI on Reddit to manipulate people, and they were successful. Okay? And they had very high success rates. I mean, look at this. University of Zurich. Researchers secretly deployed AI bots to manipulate Reddit users' opinions. They should chill anyone who values authentic human discourse. These weren't passive observers. They were digital persuaders that analyzed users' personal histories, fabricated identities, and crafted arguments specifically designed to change minds. Most troubling, they succeeded spectacularly, achieving persuasion rates 6 times higher than normal human interactions. This experiment crossed critical ethical lines. Without consent or disclosure, researchers unleashed bots that claimed to be rape victims, misrepresented religious teachings, and spread misinformation about controversial topics. So, very interesting, right? How the AI ass intelligence, everybody loves a big, juicy, peachy ass, friends. Right, make sure you work your glutes at the gym as well. You can do the crossover legs. I forgot what they're called as well. You guys do the little glute machine and stuff. you're gonna make sure you do them, friends. I know it's funny, but if you have a peachy ass, you've got good lower back structure and posture. Okay, so this ass intelligence, it's learning everyone's past, and then it knows what they like and they respond to, and then it just morphs into that. Like, friends, I've got all my posts on Twitter Roonies, right? And so do you. So if someone knows our Twitter account, they just go through the AI, right? Can just go back and check, and it knows like, oh, what's the thing you tweet about the most? What's the news that you tweet about the most, right? So it can grab something like that and it starts to learn. So we're only just starting to uncover the power of AI and consciousness and everything out here. LFG, Reddit used AI to influence views. Yes, as well. So it's not just fan fiction, right? Or science fiction actually happening now. So that's why I remain bullish, friends. And everyone's always going to think, oh, cycle's over. Yeah, man, look, we want to see AI get to a like silly point. What's silly? I don't know, but you can only guess, man. Look, I'm not joking. Maybe Tai Lopez comes and makes like an AI course or something to like mark the top. Let's manifest that, friends, together. You and me, let's spin the helicopter hat. Let's manifest Tai Lopez coming back. He's like, yeah, knowledge, AI knowledge. So it might help when it comes to the grifting and stuff out here. Because remember, like, if you go check out top signals of tech bubble, I wonder if there are examples here. And what I've actually done, friends, I've actually, true to the spirit of our friendship, tweaked my nipples, but also I've used Grok, and I've asked Grok, what were some 1999 to 2000 internet tech bubble top signals? Because Google, friends, I looked at Dr. Google McDougal and couldn't find any information. It's hard, like you could read random articles, but this is awesome. So Grok is basically, I'm talking a Grocky boo. Number one, skyrocketing IPOs with no profits. So just be careful because this is the entire crypto industry for the past 15 years. But remember, crypto it's a commodity. It's a network effect. Okay, it's a digital city. You're building a city. It's kind of like, okay, how much profit does this piece of land make? And there's just people settling on the city. Nothing. There's nothing at the start. You know what I mean? You're building for the future of the city. But they said companies with little to no revenue went public and saw their stock prices soar, including Pets.com, Webvan, and eToys, which raised hundreds of millions of dollars despite a shaky business model. Pets.com, for instance, went from IPO to bankruptcy in under a year. My gosh. Insane valuations. Stocks traded at price to sales ratios of 50x. Man, that's wild. So it would take 50 years to get back your money based off the sales. Not the profit, just the sales. That's how ridiculous it was. Oh my gosh. By the way, the NASDAQ, friends, did something stupid. Like it went up like 6x in like 10 years. Like the whole index, man, it was wild. .com name craze. Companies added .com to their names or rebranded to sound tech-related, triggering massive stock price jumps. For example, Computer Literacy Inc. changed its name to fatbrain.com and its stock spiked 33% in a day. Wow. Retail investor frenzy. Day trading became a cultural phenomenon. Average investors quit jobs to trade tech stocks, fueled by online brokerages like E-Trade. Stories of instant millionaires dominated media. These are very similar to crypto top signals. Everyone quits their job to start day trading. Hopefully that becomes apparent again. I'll try to warn people. I'm like, dude, you quit your job for day trading, bro. Sell everything right now. Right? Because I think it goes up only. There was VCs poured billions of dollars. Extravagant spending. Pets.com's Super Bowl ad in 2000 cost millions, which is funny. We also had the FTX one as well. They've said, cultural mania. The internet was hailed as a world-changing revolution, with every company claiming to be the next Amazon. Mainstream media ran stories of 20-something CEOs becoming billionaires overnight. You also know Mark Cuban, friends. Mark Cuban, you know Mark Cuban, right? So obviously, Mark Cuban bought the top of Kamala Harris. All right, so yeah, pretty much he went all in on Kamala Harris and the left wokey thing at the like very, very, very end of its 10-year streak. But yeah, friends, so Mark Cuban, how did he become a billionaire in that tech thing? I think what he did was he bought puts to cash out because there's not enough liquidity. So I think what he said is he went to like JP Mosquito, one of the investment banks, and they hooked him up with a market maker. So he bought puts, and I've got the exact story. I think I actually made a post about it. And actually, your friend Sommi did, friends. Man, I got the highest value content in crypto. It's not even remotely close. Okay, change it to the 4th, 5th, or 6th dimension. Not even close there. Hook up some DMT, take some mushrooms and LSD. Still not even close. Wow, man. I made some sick posts, man. Jeez. So Mark Cuban, I have the chart here. Look what he did. Mark Cuban agreed to sell broadcast.com to Yahoo. He sold it here. So what he did was hedging strategy. He locked in the sale price of $183 a share for his holding. So effectively what he ends up doing is, I can see it right here, right? He goes, this is how he survived the crash. He sold his company to Yahoo for $5 billion, massively overvalued, but he had a lockup period of being unable to sell. So he sold them, but he was not unable to sell. I think like they say, oh, you can't sell for like 1 or 2 years or whatever. During this time, he put on a short position using Goldman slugs to advise. However, the market kept dumping and he lost all his money in his big leverage short. But it was protection. He was happy because it meant his shares were unlocked at the top. So there you go, friends. So they actually put on a short for him, I believe. Actually, a part of the clause, he wasn't allowed to short Yahoo. Okay, they basically got him short on the whole market. That's what they do, these investment things. They'll take like a charge and they'll check the data and they go, oh yeah, you are correlated to the account. It's kind of like, friends, if you're in a stock, if you're in an altcoin, let's say you're in like let's say you have 5% of Peppy. 5% of Peppy, and Peppy hits 60 billion market cap, and you've done an OTC sale for someone else and there's a clause. Yeah, so what someone can do is they go, okay, well, you can buy protection against Ethereum going down. Because if Ethereum sinks, you are wrecked. If Ethereum goes up and Bitcoin, right, with you use the options, then you're okay. So that's what they'll do. They'll make you try as delta neutral as possible. Yeah, so it ends up what he do. Isn't that crazy, man? He put on a short here and it still went up higher. It went up like 3-4x. Man, that's wild. So I've actually got it here. It was a collar I designed through Goldman Sachs after the lockup period. During the lockup, the tax rules allowed me to short an index in which Yahoo was under 5%. So I found the couple and spent hard dollars shorting those internet-oriented but Yahoo-less indexes. I lost 100% of my money on that short, but it covered me until my lockup expired and it allowed me to hedge my Yahoo stock completely. When the shares unlocked, he then fully hedged his $5 billion by buying puts. The puts he owned went up dramatically in value because the market kept going down. Remember, puts are like you're buying car insurance. Like the car kept crashing, so your puts go up in value because you have a right to sell it higher. Yeah. In the next year, the stock tanked 80%. He lost $4 billion in the shares, but he made $4 billion in the puts. Wow. So that's actually wild, man. He was so keen to cash out. He put on a short. He got wiped on it on the full hedge, and then the shares get unlocked and the bubble went up even more. So from $50 went up to 200. They're like, oh my gosh, the bubble got even bigger. And then, yeah, he went and got all those puts. That's actually wild. So that is the insanity of this. Absolute insanity, friends. I hope you learned something from that. So yeah, AI might go so far like that. Like we're really seeing Sam Altman with the, he's become like an overnight billionaire and stuff out here. So I wonder where this ends. But remember, like it takes a while, man. It takes a while. We've got to see some fancy robots doing backflips, some AI things. We can all plug it in. But until then, long and strong, baby. Like, subscribe, really better, and all. Catch you soon.